Hey everybody, it's Mindy here. Thank you for joining us for our virtual event all about Sofwave. Sofwave is our new favorite thing, so we're going to be talking about all things Sofwave. Make sure you stay to the very end because we're going to be doing a Q&A, so this will be your chance to ask all the questions that you've had while listening to me go on about my new baby. And also, it makes you enter to win to get a $250 gift certificate to yours truly, Dermatouch RN, and a Skin Medica skincare system. And that will help you with your skincare journey as well. So please stay tuned and watch all the way to the end. Okay, what is Sofwave? Why did we want to add it to our beautiful collection of treatments? Well, Sofwave is a non-invasive, no downtime, tightening and lifting device. The reason that we wanted to bring it on is because unlike some other devices, this is actually a little bit more well tolerated, can be a little spicy in some areas, and you can actually start to see results in a matter of weeks. Yes, it's similar to some devices, but a little different. So it does use ultrasound to generate a heat, but the way that the energy is delivered is completely different than all of our other devices. So still no downtime, no epidermal damage, and quicker results with one treatment. You got skin, we can treat it. Just kidding. It does have FDA approval for face, neck, and we can do chest. It does have, they are working on FDA approval with other areas, so stay tuned for that. But for now, if you are concerned with brows, eyes, crow's, segmental laxity, jowling, turkey necks, and chest lines, we got you covered. Who's a good candidate? Well, if you have mild to moderate fine lines and wrinkles, you're probably a good candidate. We do see people from anywhere from their early 30s getting treated all the way to their 70s. However, a consultation is highly recommended. All right. So one of the best things about the Sofwave is there's literally no downtime. You can continue your daily activities right after the treatment. Some cases you might have a little bit of pinkness, but that typically goes away within the hour. Now, when do we see our results? Everybody wants instant gratification sometimes, and sometimes we just like to get it in a little bit more slow. So with this one, we actually can see some results in a matter of weeks. At 3 months, you get to really start to see your results, and the complete neocollagenesis is at 6 months. Hi, I'm Mindy. I am one of the estheticians here at Dermatouch. So, what brings you in today?
So I kind of noticed that I'm having a little bit of, sagging in the skin area. I would really be interested in some more of like skin tightening and lifting. Okay. Do you have any treatments that could help me with that today?
Actually, you came at just the right time because we have our new device that we're really excited about, and so that's Sofwave. So the Sofwave is a non-invasive, no downtime, tightening and lifting device. It's utilizing heat. And with that heat, it breaks down our collagen to make it rebuild. Now, when we are talking about areas of the skin that we can treat, what its FDA approval is for, and just typical areas that we see, is going to be for the brows Now, most people, as we age, almost everybody, whether it's genetics or gravity, we start to get where our brows are a little bit more drooped. And so we can treat that to give you a nice brow lift. Nothing unnatural looking. Can't give you a Spock brow. And so it's just going to help you look more awake and your eyeshadow to appear smoother on there. So we all know everybody's eyeshadow game needs to be on point, right? And then we can treat crow's feet and your under eyes, as well as laxity within our cheek and submental. So your submental is always a big area for almost everybody.
Right.
And then we can always continue our treatment and go all the way down to neck, because I always say do not neglect the neck. Once it's gone, it is so hard to get back. So even if you feel like your neck is looking good, let's keep it snatched and don't let it get bad in any way, shape, or form. And so this is also a wonderful treatment for what we get to see is nasolabial folds. You know, typically that is a big area when we age that people struggle with. And instead of, you know, you don't want to sometimes put filler there because if you have a round face, it'll make you more round. So this is another approach to doing something outside of fillers and not having the downtime as well.
All right. Well, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Sofwave virtual event. So for the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to be doing a live Q&A. So please stay tuned for that, because some of these questions you have are probably going to be answered. Also, if you're the winner of the $250 DTRN gift card and Skin Medica system, you'll be notified via email. So keep your eyes open for that. Also, when this is all said and done and complete, you will receive a text message. Through that text message, you can hit yes to confirm for a consultation, so you can learn if you are a good candidate and what treatment options you have. Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. I really, really appreciate it. So now we're going to go to our live Q&A. So, and just so we know, if we don't get to your question this evening, we will be reaching out to answer any questions, and then we can also follow up with you with our consults and answer the questions that way. So let's just kind of go back over the basics. What is Sofwave? Sofwave is going to be utilizing ultrasound to generate a heat to break down our collagen to rebuild it. Now, unlike some of the other devices that use ultrasound, this one only treats the mid dermis, where the other treatment out there, it does say that it goes a little bit deeper, but what they've found out that going a little bit deeper sometimes isn't necessary for the most average client. So just treating mid dermis gets where these beautiful results that we're looking for. So with that, we're treating in the mid dermis, and it's rebuilding your collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. Woo, who doesn't want all three of those? I know I do at all times. Please give it all to me. Okay. So with it, some of the things that we want to know is how long does it take to see results? So with this treatment, they say that in a matter of a couple weeks, you might be able to start to see improvement. And then we see results at 3 months. And then we see our final results at 6 months. Compared to the other ultrasound treatment, it can take up to 3 to 4 months before we notice results with that one. Typically, when we do this treatment, it takes anywhere from an hour to about an hour and a half to actually treat. We do numb for 45 minutes. So that's where most people are really concerned about when we do these aesthetic treatments, lasers, any tightening and lifting devices. We start to worry, but how bad does it really hurt? I know that there's a price to pay for beauty, but how big is this price? This treatment, so far, I haven't had to have anybody actually use the Pronox system, the happy laughing gas. I have been able to get everybody through this with our topical numbing agent. And then we also have a device that blows really cold air. And between those two mechanisms, people have said it's been very tolerable. And even compared to most other treatments, it's one of the more comfortable treatments, especially when we're not really talking about, but talking about with the other ultrasound device. It's like night and day compared to some of those other treatments. So some of those are some of the most common concerns with people. Now, how many treatments? What are we kind of looking at? We all have a different degree of laxity. We all have a different outcome that we're trying to achieve. However, most people are really happy with one treatment once a year. And there's certain cases that we have more laxity, or we're, kind of starting a little bit later in life in our skincare journey. You might opt for a second treatment, and we like to perform that at 4 to 6 weeks. You do have all the way up into about 90 days to get that retreated. And the reason behind doing it at that 4 to 6 weeks is we've broken down all this collagen. So we have all this resurgence of this baby collagen. And so when we go back through, we're able to break it down a little bit easier and rebuild it even stronger. Just like your muscle, it's the same kind of thought process behind it. So that's kind of where we're looking at. Typically, most people are really happy with the one treatment once a year, but yes, we can treat a second time safely. And just speaking about safety, this is a very, very safe treatment. They have not seen any type of adverse reactions for the most part. The thing that makes it so safe is that in the handpiece, there's a chiller plate. So it keeps your epidermis and those top layers of skin really cold, so that it's able to put that energy and push it deeper down into that mid-dermis, where all of our beautiful collagen is just hanging out, waiting to be stimulated. So it is a very safe treatment because we're not treating deeper like some other treatments. We don't need to worry about, hitting any type of vessels or nerves. We're just in the tissue. So it's very, 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 very safe. Sorry, little pop-up got in my way. And then here's another thing that people want to know, we're not always just worried about our face and our necks. We have other areas that start to everything all at us ages, right? So it's not FDA cleared for other areas on the body. However, we can treat other areas on the body, and I'm looking forward to treating more areas other than the face and the neck. But with that being said, most people are concerned starting off on the face. We have our brows. So when we start talking about doing brow treatments, can I give you the crazy Spock eye that sometimes, when you do any type of neuromodulator, you can, an off chance that happen? I can't do that. I am just recreating your collagen. So all of this gives you a very natural lift. With the brow, they have seen up to 5 millimeters of lift there. And within the other areas that we can treat, lower face and your jowls, neck, you can get up to 2 to 3 millimeters of lift. So just a very, very natural approach to it. And then another question, does this replace surgery? At the end of the day, surgery is surgery, right? Like, there's no replacing it. That's going to be your ultimate gold standard. However, is this a really good way to put that off a little bit longer? Yeah, absolutely. We can, depending on your degree of laxity, something that we can talk about within our consults. We can, manage the expectations and see what we can get you before you decide to, go under the knife. Because at the end of the day, that's scary, and I am a terrible patient. I can't handle stitches and stuff like that. So I totally understand. So Sofwave is a really good natural approach without the downtime. Let's see. And then the other thing is, so, all right, we're used to some other devices out there. So let's say if you have treated with an RF microneedling device, or even other old therapy, other things like that, it is a very safe treatment to follow up with your previous treatments. Anytime I'm doing any type of heat-based device. I do like to wait a month in between any of these. Reason being, again, back to that baby collagen. Let's give it time to rebuild. But it's safer to just let all that heat and energy that I've placed in the tissue to get out, let our skin recover. And so, yes, you can follow up with the Sofwave after about 4 weeks of any other device, depending on what you've done. But typically, it is very safe. If you have done any injections, so any type of Botox and filler, rule of thumb there, just to be on the safe side, let's give it 2 weeks. Filler, maybe a little bit longer, just to make sure it's integrated into the tissue. But it is safe to do over all of those type of treatments. And with that being said about injectables, it pairs very nicely with Hyperdilute Radi S or even Sculptra. So you can do those in conjunction together, and you get beautiful results. And here's a great question, because will the heat trigger melasma? No, it doesn't. I love that question because it's very common. A lot of people have melasma, and I feel for you. It's scary anytime you hear any type of heat with melasma. However, because of that cooling plate that I mentioned, it keeps that epidermis and where those melanocytes are, it keeps it nice and cold, and it delivers the heat below the melanocytes. So it's very, very safe for your melasma. And there's a couple different things that we can do within our settings to actually add a little bit more cold after it's done pulsing. So yes, very safe for melasma. And then also with this, which I kind of skipped over, but what does this feel like? So what it feels like, it's different for everybody, because we all feel pain and heat differently, but it's a 5-second pulse. So it's nice and cold in the beginning, and then it slowly builds up a heat, and then you feel like a little, I don't want to say like a little singe. It makes you go, and then it's done. And then we've moved on to our next pass. Typically after our first row that we do, you've actually started to get adjusted and acclimated to it, and the rest of the treatment goes on pretty easily. Can Sofwave aggravate rosacea? I have not seen it aggravate rosacea yet. Again, that cold plate really helps to keep everything nice and calm. I'm not aggravating the tissue. I'm not doing like when you have skin pin or certain other type of ablative lasers that really kind of do some epidermal dermis damage with. It can aggravate your rosacea, but this one it's very safe. Again, that cold plate just kind of just kind of calms everything. So I have not seen it aggravate any type of rosacea either. It's very safe for that. And I've had some pretty, people pretty inflamed that have come in and not have any issues so far. No, I haven't seen that happen. I don't think it would, because again, of how the way the energy is delivered in that cold plate. So I wouldn't be concerned there. And then it is safe for all skin types. It doesn't matter how fair or dark you are, because again, using this, it's a colorblind treatment. It's not looking for anything, where certain lasers, they have different type of chromophores. They look for something different. So this one's not looking for anything. It is just putting heat right in that mid dermis, and then going back to the same thing for the melasma, even the rosacea and the darker skin types. That cooling plate is what really helps to keep this safe and protect the skin. And then, so also, I just want to kind of briefly go over real quick. So a little bit on the pricing. So y'all, you got 2 weeks. That's a good amount of time. So you got 2 weeks to go ahead and book or prepay for this special, okay? And for this special, you get $400 off of $2,000, or for a member, you get $600 off of our original listed price. So that's still better than your normal membership discount. And then at the end of this, our giveaway, you get your $250 Dermatouch gift card, or you can win a Skin Medica system, and you're going to be notified email through that. So keep an eye out on your email. And oh yeah, this is, how did I forget to talk to y'all about this? Yes, you can apply your makeup afterwards. You can go do whatever you want afterwards. I'm an esthetician, so I'm going to always say don't go in the sun, but you could safely go in the sun too. But that's what's wonderful about this. It doesn't interfere with any of your daily activities. You can go back to work. You can apply your makeup. You will, you'll be totally fine. All right. And then we kind of briefly touched this. It's a yearly treatment. And if you do opt for a second one, it in 4 to 6 weeks is the optimal treatment time. All right, everybody. I want to thank y'all again so much. I know that y'all have a lot of stuff going on in y'all's busy lives, and to even take this 30 minutes after a long day, we really, really, really appreciate it. And for taking the time and to being interested in stuff that we truly believe in and that we're excited about. So we would love to see y'all in for another consult if you're not ready but have more questions, and we will try to get back to you on any questions that weren't answered this evening. And one last one that I saw before saying goodnight for real, you can do any Botox and other treatments following this device, but a consult with your provider just to make sure that it's all safe. But so far, we don't have any indicators that you can't do other treatments after. So anyways, again, thank you all. Have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to seeing y'all and getting y'all Sofwave treatments complete. Have a good evening. Bye.